Welcome to Camps World!
Okay, today we're gonna make delicious artisanal, homemade duck breasts. Simple, easy, but my absolute favorite dish at this point in time. I hope you enjoy it. It's very easy to do. I've got 3 duck breasts here. And the first thing you want to do is just score the fat of the duck breast. This will expand the surface of the fat, which will allow it to render its fat a little bit better in the pot, but also crispen it a little bit more, which is really what you're looking for when you make duck, because the skin is probably the best part of duck when it's cooked properly. So take a really sharp knife. I've got an X-Acto knife actually that I use on the duck breast because I want to make sure that I am able to score it nicely. You need a sharp knife on the duck breast. And what you want to do is score it, but not go too deep that you puncture the actual meat of the breast. When you do that, then it's going to dry out a little bit more in the pan when you're cooking it. So try not to go through the duck fat all the way. Just score the top of the breast. And if you can do it in sort of like a crisscross pattern, that's the best. So we'll do that with all 3 first. So I finished scoring each of the 3 breasts. And now all you gotta do is season it. Very simply, a bit of salt and pepper. Put some salt on this side. Rub it in a little bit, make sure you get into all those little cracks. Some salt on this side. You can use sea salt if you want. This is just regular table salt, doesn't really matter. Okay, now we're gonna put some pepper on it. Okay, so I've got a pepper mill here, but if you don't have one, you can just use regular pepper. Put some pepper on both sides. If you don't like pepper, obviously you can skip this step. Turn them over. So we've got pepper on the back side. I like a lot of pepper actually. Okay, try to rub that in again, the salt and the pepper. Let's give it a little rub very quickly. Try to get into the little cracks in the skin, the fat. Okay, so it's important to keep in mind as well that the breasts are thawed. You do not want to be doing this with frozen breasts. They're thoroughly thawed. I took them out of the freezer last night, put them into the fridge, and they just thawed on their own in the fridge. So they are ready to go. So the next step is, after you've seasoned the duck breasts thoroughly on both sides, is to heat up a pan on your stovetop at maximum heat. I've got mine on the max. Make sure the pan is fully heated. And then you take your duck breasts and put them in the pan, skin side down for 5 minutes, exactly 5 minutes. Set the timer on your phone or your alarm for 5 minutes. That's all you need for that side. Then you're gonna turn them over for another 5 minutes on the other side, and you're done. And I'll show you how it looks. You do not need any oil in the pan whatsoever. There's plenty of fat within the duck skin to make sure that the breast cooks properly without burning, and it renders the fat, and it'll turn out perfectly. So 5 minutes without any oil in the pan is extremely important. Do not add any oil. As long as your alarm is set for 5 minutes, you really don't need to do anything. You don't even have to move the breasts at all. Resist the temptation to move them. As long as it's 5 minutes maximum, you're not going to burn them. So just leave them, let them rest, let them cook, let the oil render from the fat. So it's been exactly 5 minutes. I haven't touched the breasts the whole time. Let's take a look at what they look like. Wow, beautiful, golden brown, stunning. You just turn them over and do exactly the same thing for another 5 minutes. Okay, so it's been 5 minutes on the back side, and this is done. As you can see, a lot of duck fat has been rendered into the pan. At this stage, you can actually take some of that duck fat, like I do, and gently pour it over the top of the breast, just to add a little bit more flavor to what you've already done. You don't need to do this though if you don't want, but I think it just makes them a little bit more succulent. There's a lot of flavor in that fat, so I hate to waste it, and I won't. Done. So let's put those on a plate without putting any holes into the breast. You don't want to put any holes into it at this stage because it will leak juices. And all those juices are flavors. So do not cut them yet. Let them rest. Give them at least 5, maybe 10 minutes to rest on a plate. They're still gonna be warm when you go to eat them, but at least if you do this, it helps it to retain the juices. If you cut it at this stage, all the juices will run out onto the plate, and the breast will be a little bit more dry when you eat it. So resist the temptation to eat it right away. Let it rest. We'll come back to it after about 5 or 10 minutes. So it's been about 5 minutes. Now it's time to take a look inside the duck. Now actually at home, I like to serve it just like this, one piece, and you cut it up as you eat it, and it keeps the juices inside as you're eating it so they don't all rush out. But at most restaurants, I've found that they like to slice up the duck to display it. And it really looks nice. It doesn't do much harm, but again, I like to just leave it all in one piece at home. And you can see how it has turned out to be a medium, perhaps slightly medium rare. That's how duck should be. It should never be well done because it does dry out. 5 minutes on both sides will be enough to get you a medium rare or slightly medium, which is absolutely perfect for preparing duck. Look at that juicy, succulent duck with crispy skin. There is nothing better in the world. This is why duck is the #1 dish in France, because it's easy to prepare and it is absolutely delicious. So here's a way you could plate it at your home if you have guests coming over and you want to make it look really pretty. Slice it up, add some veggies, whatever veggies you love, put them right beside it, and it's a perfect meal for any occasion. Hope you enjoy.